Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you had fun in the breakout rooms and it wasn't too intimidating. Got to share lots of perspectives and not too many horror stories. Okay, we want to put the people at the center of this conference, although we are scattered and so disparate. In the run-up to the conference, my colleagues at HR at IUA Galway spoke to a number of people with different perspectives, a lot of you, in fact, from other universities in the IUA, to ask you how the last 18 months was, to hear if you had any life hacks. I really like that, another term that's in our vocabulary. We have an 8-minute video Vox Pops to hear those perspectives. We'll roll it there, Roisin, in a moment, and then we'll go straight to our break. So we expect that everyone will be back for our next speaker at around 11:15, something like that. So use that opportunity to take your comfort break, yet another one of these buzzwords. Okay, so we can go straight to the Vox Pops, I think, Tig, if you're happy to press play now.
I've actually very much enjoyed working from home for several reasons. One of was, it turns out I quite like my family, so I didn't mind being with them at all.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see how, even though a lot of the new workers aren't living even in Galway, never mind near IUA Galway, that we still are able to do the same amount of work and get everything done to the same standard.
The most positive change has been dumping the commute. Prior to this, I'd spent about 10 hours a week in my car. With home working, this is down to about 3 hours, which has been pretty life-changing. I have young kids and it's great to be able to walk them to school and, be here when they come home.
I think we're very lucky to have the technology at our disposal. So we have the likes of MS Teams. So we're actually able to see people's faces, people's expressions, and actually get to know personalities a little bit more like that. So the actual working from home and the onboarding process has been really good and really positive.
My experience involved me and my little dog Milo working from home for most of lockdown. It was a good work-life balance. We got Milo as a puppy and we were able to train him while working.
I loved working from home, I must admit, but I think because at the beginning, remember, we had a wonderful, lovely hot weather and it gave me the opportunity to take the dog for a walk, and there was the flexibility of doing my work and spreading it over a longer day, but be able to take a break and do little chores as needed.
Yeah, so something I got into with COVID is sea swimming. So I've always been a swimmer, but always indoors and in a pool. So this was something way out of my comfort zone. Yes, it was a little painful because the water was freezing and I started at Christmas time, so it was rough. But it's been really exciting and really fun. And to be honest, in a time where we couldn't really get up to much else, it's been a nice new hobby and a nice social scene as well for everyone.
Starting a new hobby of collecting rare house plants. Most of them are dead by now, but I'm trying my best to keep the rest of them alive. So wish me luck.
For me, I started running again and invested a lot into health and fitness during that time. Whilst also doing some fundraising for charities as well. A lot of charities were unable to see their traditional fundraising activities take place. I completed the Dublin Marathon, which was my first one virtually last year. And all of that really enabled me to stay positive during this time.
Well, we got a chance to sow a vegetable garden. That was my new hobby, gardening. It was always the plan. We just never had time to do it. And I suppose we were home so much, all 7 days a week, and we were looking at it all the time. So we just, right, here we go.
I've gotten into photography and drawing more and painting since lockdown. And I've seen a big increase in what I've posted on my Instagram account, for example, as a result of that.
Prior to COVID, I would have commuted 2 hours a day. And I now use this time to go for a walk in the evenings, and I also joined a Pilates class. Before this, I wouldn't have had the time to do any of that. So I can really, really feel the health benefits of this exercise.
During the pandemic, I joined the UCD community choir, and it sounds strange, but we did our rehearsals over Zoom. So it was kind of funny because everyone's just on their own in their bedroom singing into a laptop, which sounds a bit bizarre, but it actually worked really well.
I've missed the face-to-face crack with my colleagues and friends at DCU, and just the variety in the kinds of days that you have at work as a result of working from home.
I was actually a little bit disconnected in terms of having started as a new employee in the college. So didn't have that opportunity to socialise and learn from new colleagues. But at the same time, I found myself, you know, with a common bond with all new colleagues because of the fact that we were all in the same boat and working from home.
I definitely miss working in a team environment, getting to know your colleagues, and definitely helps. You know, Monday to Friday, working on projects, that kind of thing. But certainly didn't miss the commute into work. It was nice having to drop my kids to crash, collect them, so a bit more work-life balance that way.
Really miss meeting up with my friends just for food and drinks on the weekends and just to chat, and as well meeting up with my colleagues on a Monday for a coffee after the weekend just to see what everyone was up to. I really miss that.
I didn't miss the bus, not even once. But, you know, no, what I really did miss, I really missed the social interaction. I missed meeting everybody. I missed a pint on a Friday to discuss the matters of the week. And I'm looking forward to that when we do get back.
I think 1 or 2 days a week from home, but I do see the benefits. It's very difficult to replicate in-office experience as well and service and whatnot. But again, I think having the option of 1 to 2 days would be my personal preference anyway.
I do find myself being very productive from home. It's nice to miss the morning. I don't miss the morning traffic in Galway and trying to find that parking spot on campus. So, but a good balance going forward. So, you know, good hybrid model, I think, is the way forward, and still having that flexibility would be great.
My ideal work-life balance, going forward would be probably 2 days a week in the office. And I think the key thing around what the 2 days in the office is what we do and how we spend our time in the office. And I think it's really important that we now plan how we, you know, innovate, how we co-create, how we work together in those 2 days. You know, and I suppose that'll be the next chapter of the journey that we're on at the moment as to how we go about that.
I found Microsoft Teams great in terms of keeping people connected. We had weekly team meetings. It was great for instant messaging, sending screenshots and things like that.
I started working, or rather walking, a lot every day, and that's really stood to me, and that's something that I will continue because I've really reaped the benefits of that.
The importance of taking time out to invest in your own health and fitness, I think, is very important, and something that everybody should try to do.
I definitely think I learned how to appreciate and explore my local areas and the amenities that are in them. I don't think I did that prior to COVID.
Well, I've replaced paper with Post-its. So I have Post-its all over my desk as opposed to paper, but I've reduced the size of the paper down at least.
I suggest you set aside an hour a week to learn something new, more if you can. Just put it in your calendar and make sure you stick to it. On a personal level, I would give meditation a try. I found the start of lockdown quite stressful, and I tried meditation on the recommendation of a friend. I'll admit to being pretty skeptical about it, but I found that it really helps to relieve anxiety.